Hello. We got one person in the room. Hooray. Oh, look at that. Howdy, howdy. So it is the top of the hour. Um, I'd like to say a big welcome to those of y'all who are tuning in today. Welcoming everyone to the Awakening Heart community of mindful livings, Zen-to-go noon meditation. And those of y'all who are familiar with the community know that we usually meet at the Dallas Meditation Center. But based on recommendations from Dallas Health and Human Services, we are going to be running our usual groups online through live streaming this week, including the little bit shorter noon meditation and reading. If you're not familiar with that group, or if you're pretty new to meditation in general, today we are going to do a 10-15 minute meditation, a little bit more heavily guided than usual. I find that it helps us feel a little bit more connected through the online sphere, and follow that with a short reading to give you all something to think about for the rest of your day. There's really not too much that you can do wrong. We practice in the style of Thich Nhat Hanh, which is also where the reading will be coming from. If you're not familiar, or if it's good for you to have a little reminder, mindfulness is really the core of our practice. And we're all practicing mindfulness in different ways at different times. All it means is where you focusing your attention. We find that we minimize the amount of suffering that we experience in this life if we are able to successfully steer our attention from runaway thoughts about the past and the future to the present moment experience. The meditation that we'll do today uses the sensation of the breath as an anchor that we can always come back to. But you can practice mindfulness of any number of things as you're going about your day. You can be mindful of where you're putting your feet when you're walking, mindful of the words that you're using when you're speaking, mindful of another person who's talking to you when you're listening. And we find that when we create little pockets of time to practice a focused mindfulness practice, it helps us carry this sense of lightness, this sense of groundedness um, throughout the rest of our day without being carried away into our thoughts about the past and future. Usually, when we are in person, we start with a short check in. Although this is a little bit different in the online sphere, I'd like to invite y'all to share something that you're grateful for in the chat box, as well as your name, in case your username is, I love Taylor Swift 69 or something. Um, I'll go ahead and start. And my name is Miles. I am really grateful for the opportunity and the technology to continue to make this available during a really interesting time in history, really. Hi, Cornell. Cornell is happy to be with the community here online. And I am glad that all of y'all are tuning in. And so feel free to post a comment now or later. I'll make sure to read it out before the end of our practice. But since this is a little bit of a shorter practice, I'd like to start off with our usual opening affirmation. And then we can all settle in to a seated meditation together. If you're at home, obviously, you can choose to walk and listen with headphones or earbuds in, or even lie down if that's what's most comfortable to you. And all you really have to do is listen along, um, and do your best to really take the words to heart, or just use this as an opportunity for us to practice together, even if we are interfacing through a screen, right? It's important for us to be grounded, um, compassionate, and reasonable, especially now. So, if you know the opening affirmation, you're welcome to join along from home. If not, you can listen and then you'll know it for next time. May we and all beings be safe and free from illness or injury. May we and all beings transform our suffering. May we and all beings rejoice in all joys. May we and all beings be at peace. And so, holding that intention in mind, go ahead and allow yourself to find a comfortable sitting or even lying down posture. If you're feeling like you need a little extra rest and restoration, whether you're sitting or lying down, take a moment to check in with the physical body, making sure that we're not doing anything to obstruct the flow of breath as we settle into a mindfulness of breath meditation. And so, kind of checking in with our foundation, the pelvis and the sit bones. You might wiggle and adjust to make sure that you are seated in a way that feels grounded, in a way that's positioned symmetrically, and perhaps with the bowl of the pelvis tilted ever so slightly forward, to allow the abdomen to expand freely. with each breath. And then shifting your attention to the spine, whether you're sitting or lying down. See if you can find one straight line that doesn't lean you in one direction or another. It's more important that it feels like a relaxed awareness than exactly what that might look like for you. And then once again, whether you are sitting or lying, make sure that the head is aligned in line with the spine, and so that your breath is not obstructed in the throat. And the throat should feel very open and expansive. I usually invite people to think about holding an invisible orange under the chin so that the chin's not jutting out, but not collapsed either. Now that we've kind of made sure to unkink the hose, if you will, go ahead and allow your attention to come to rest in the natural rhythm of the breath. Here, we're not trying to change anything. We don't have to force anything or try really, really hard to breathe in a certain way. We're just coaxing our attention back, getting very curious about what is it like to be breathing. And breathing in, I make myself aware that I am breathing in. And breathing out, I make myself aware that I am breathing out. And as we ease into this practice, if we focus our attention on a gentle rising and falling of the chest, we might be able to find that our awareness can ride on the natural expansion and relaxation of the rib cage, and almost as if we were floating on our backs, riding on the crest and fall of an ocean wave. And at any point in time, you might notice that your mind has wandered away from the breath sensation and is kind of pulling you along into thoughts of the past, thoughts of the future, wondering what's for lunch. And this is quite natural. There's nothing wrong when we notice thoughts or sensations. We're not doing mindfulness wrong. Mindfulness is about choosing to be there with what is here now. But when we notice a thought arising, we don't have to chase it or feed it. If we're thinking about lunch, we don't have to go on and then think about, well, what restaurants are nearby? Which one do I want to go to? And we know that by practicing mindfulness of breath, we have the capacity to let any of those thoughts go and bring our attention back to that gentle rise and fall of the chest, the continual circulation of healing oxygen. And breathing in, I am aware that I am breathing in. And breathing out, and releasing any tension from the physical body. And however many times it takes, as many times as we notice a thought has captured our attention, we just come back to the breath. It's always there for us. I'm going to allow us to share a couple minutes of silence so that we can enjoy the silence and enjoy this practice together. And with one last rich breath during this practice, allow yourself to release that breath and to open your eyes, reacquainting yourself to the world around you, kind of opening up, expanding the pores of awareness to whatever room or outdoor area you might be in right now. Wiggling fingers and toes if you've been sitting still for some time. Thank you all so much for joining me in today's practice as we're getting used to transitioning things into live streaming. I'll share. I try to imagine um, the people that I see on the live stream. I imagine that many people in the room with me. It might be a little bit silly, um, but I do think that we gain something by practicing together. And I think that it is really important for us to maintain the habit of coming together as a group to meditate. Um, I want to leave y'all with a reading today. And this is from, yeah, this is from Thich Nhat Hanh's book, Anger, Wisdom for Cooling the Flames, which I get to keep for an extended period of time because the libraries are closed. So I just get to keep this book until the libraries open again. It's a real good one. It's one that you can pick up and read over and over and over. So today's reading is You Can Make It Through the Storm. And in today's mindfulness of breath meditation, we just focused on noticing the breath how it is. But we can also use more focused breath meditation to, that's my cat, help change the way that we feel by changing our breathing. And this is one of the things that Thich Nhat Hanh is talking about in this passage. He says, there are several simple methods for taking care of our strong emotions. One of them is called belly breathing, or breathing from deep within the abdomen. When we are caught in a strong emotion like fear or anger, our practice is to bring our attention down to the abdomen. To stay on the level of the intellect is dangerous. Strong emotions are like a storm, and to stand outside in the middle of the storm is very dangerous. Yet that is what most of us do when we stay in our minds, letting our feelings overwhelm us. Instead, we have to get rooted by bringing our attention downward. We focus on our abdomen and practice mindful breathing with the attention focused very low, giving all of our attention to its rise and fall, expansion or contraction. And we can either do this sitting or lying down. When you look at a tree in a storm, you see that the top of the tree is very unstable and vulnerable. The winds can break the smaller branches up top at any time. But when you look down at the trunk of the tree, you get a different impression. You see that the tree is very solid and still at its trunk and roots, and you know that it will be able to withstand the storm. We are also like a tree. Our head is like the top of the tree during the tempest of a strong emotion. So we have to bring our attention down to our own trunks, the level of our navel, and we begin to practice mindful breathing. We concentrate only on our breathing at the rise and fall of the abdomen. It is a very important yet simple practice because it helps us see that although an emotion may be very strong, it will only stay for a little while and then blow right through. An emotion cannot last forever. If you train yourself to practice like this during difficult times, you will survive these storms. After you have succeeded a few times, you will have confidence in yourself and in the practice. This storm too will go away. So there's no need to be afraid. I thought that would be a really good passage for today because, like I talked about yesterday, I'm already sick of the C word and I'm not going to say it today. But it feels like there is a higher level of fear in the atmosphere than usual. And the only thing that I want to add to Thich Nhat Hanh's passage that he talks about at other times too, um, yeah, is that the it doesn't do us much good to try to learn how to swim when we get pushed overboard, right? It's very difficult to learn how to swim by being dumped um, over the side of a ship and not knowing at the time, right? And similarly, I think that's like the importance of our daily practice, like we're coming together to do right now. It might not be a crisis in your life right now, and that's a good thing. But we need to learn how to practice that sense of groundedness, that sense of rootedness, because it's very difficult to learn how to come back down to the level of the roots, the level of the trunks, when we only practice when we're in the middle of a crisis. It's also not a lot of fun to try to learn like that. I'm so happy to see people sharing in the chat box. Would anyone, if you have a reflection on the reading or a reflection on your meditation or the experience of the live stream meditation, I would love to hear it in the chat box. We will be posting this live stream on YouTube. So even if you came in late or you weren't able to make it, hello to those of you who might be watching after the fact. You can come back to this whenever you like. We are getting really creative to keep the programming of the Dallas Meditation Center on this week. I I can commit to doing another Zen-to-go noon meditation tomorrow. So same time, same channel. If you go to the channel posted in the description, um, you'll be able to see all the live streams as they come up. Um, and I appreciate y'all staying plugged in to the social media on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and the other places that we are. I think I posted this on Reddit. Um, I also I also want to post the link to donate in the chat box right now. Y'all know that the Dallas Meditation Center stays alive through the donations from the community. There's no outside entity making this happen. It's us, and that's a beautiful thing. But it also means that it only stays alive for as long as we feed it. Part of that is coming together to sit, and part of that is contributing financially. Um, I just posted the link to donate in the chat box. You can also donate by phone by texting the word mindful to 44321. And since I'm going to be on tomorrow at the same time, same channel, uh, if five of y'all donate either by phone or on the web page where you can also set up recurring monthly donations to set it and forget it. If 5 of y'all donate and comment on, the video or just let me know directly, um, I'll put my contact information under the video as well. I will wake y'all up for meditation tomorrow by singing a song, but 5 of y'all have to donate or I'm not gonna do it, and, we'll see how that goes. I've been told that my singing might make y'all not wanna donate, but the only way to find out is for 5 of y'all to donate, and then you'll get to see tomorrow. Ah, I am so glad that all of y'all tuned in today. Um, Catherine is grateful for the time that we spent together online and loves the tree image, thinking about getting down and getting rooted when we're feeling unsettled or afraid. Nico says awareness of the deeper belly does help him feel more grounded, and he appreciates the reminder. It's good. I think that boy, the beautiful thing about this practice is that it's so gosh darn simple, not always easy, but it really comes down to we're just sitting, we're just walking. Um, but it's been so transformational in my life, and I hope that y'all have experienced something similar. Um, it seems like the more I'm able to stay attached to a steady practice, the less suffering there is in my life. Um, because most of the suffering I am creating with my thoughts. Um, but I think that's a very common experience. And my hope is that y'all have a similar experience. Um, However, you choose to incorporate mindfulness in your life. So, thank y'all so much for plugging in today. Let's see. I figure we'll wrap up with the usual closing affirmation, and then I hope I see y'all at the same time, same place tomorrow. I know that they're doing the Mindful Monday live stream tonight at 7:30 p.m. So check out the channel to get plugged into that. Finishing today with our closing affirmation. If you know it, say it along at home because I'm imagining that all y'all are. If not, you'll know it for next time. Countless beings we vow to free. Ceaseless afflictions we vow to end. Limitless truth doors we vow to open. The deepest paths of awakening we vow to realize. Amitabha, thank y'all so much for joining today. I hope to see y'all back, and I hope to see y'all subscribe so you can keep up with the programming that we are still putting on um, during this time of physical isolation, so that we do not become socially isolated. All right. Let's stay safely together, y'all. I'll see y'all later.